Stat 200, Section 5, Summer 2015. This is an intro video just to get you guys used to our Angel page. So when you sign in, this is what you're going to see. A whole list of stuff in our Lessons tab. And what I want you to start doing is I want you to start by reading the syllabus. So give it a click, download the file, it's a PDF, open it. I do go over this in a different video that's also going to be in our welcome email. Please read it. It answers a lot of questions that I get asked very frequently. So just take a look. Next, what I want you to do is look at the assignment and exam schedule. Very similar. I actually do go over this in the same video as the syllabus video, but look it over, familiarize yourself with it, maybe add the dates to your calendar on your phone or computer, whatever, just so you don't forget. And next, I have a couple fun things. Writing to your instructor is just a comic. YouTube, Why Study Statistics. This is actually a really interesting video on how statistics is used and why it's a good idea to study it. This is my virtual office, which some of you may want to check out. Here's what happens if you click on that. You'll get taken to this site right here, and you click Login. And eventually, it should put you into my meeting room. Let's take a look and see if it does that. Looks like it's about to. There we go. Now, this is something that we can meet individually by appointment with. So to load this up, and here we go. Now, this has me listed here as a participant. If we decide to meet, we can come here, you guys can chat with me, say whatever you want, post it, I'll be able to read it. You can write notes to yourself. If you want, we can share documents. I can give you permission to share documents. I can let you use your microphone. That doesn't come on by default, I don't know why. But this is great for one-on-one chats if you're stuck on a concept. Okay? Let's get back to our course website, CMS. Let's get there. Okay, here we are, back again. That's my virtual office. You need to set up an appointment, but it's very helpful. A lot of students have really liked that. Next, registering for the course in MyStatLab. Please do this as soon as possible. So you'll download this little PDF, and it gives you this, right? Shows you need to go to this website. Let's click on that. Boy, I have quite a few tabs open here, don't I? So we go here, we say, okay, we want to register. We're going to register student. We're going to enter our course ID. So right here, these are the things we need. So you say, okay, register now. You go here, you enter your course ID. That's listed right here. Then you follow the instructions. Now you can buy access right here using a credit card or PayPal. Now access to this also gives you access to an online version of the textbook. So you don't have to buy the textbook if you just do this. And you can buy access immediately. So you can immediately have access to the textbook, immediately have access to MyStatLab, which you need for the course anyway. If you can't do it immediately, you can also get 14 days of temporary access. Okay? Next, go to the course, get started. Please do this as soon as possible. Make sure you're familiar. I will sign into mine just so you guys can see what it's going to look like. Let's see. So you sign in, and this course is right here. And it pops up like this. MyStatLab. It's all here. Now, this is really important. You have a few items here. So you have Lesson 1 Media, Lesson 1 Problems. These are our first things due. And every week you're going to have media and problems for a lesson. Now, it's not hard to do them. Click in the media. And the media is just... So this is... Let's see. What is that? Oh, so that's an active stat. So that's like a little applet that you can use. This is a small video. It's like a video example. This is a little PowerPoint. And you just kind of open them up, flick through them, and you get full credit just for opening up and looking at them. And a lot of people find these really useful because they help you learn the material. Go back to your course homepage. You have problems for lesson 1. Those are due. And We have 8 problems here for the first lesson. You can click in, it opens up a different window, and after a short loading time, so give it just a second here, I'll show you what you work with. Now this is a homework applet. You may have seen something like this before. I've seen other classes use things like this. But basically, MyStatLab is great because it asks you these questions and it gives you these answer options. You can choose whatever. You can do a final check, and then you get points if you're correct. Now, if you're completely lost, there are videos and links over here that'll help you out. So you have Help Me Solve This. That helps you go step by step and figure out what the question is asking, right? We also have access to the textbook, as I mentioned before. So you click, this thing pops up, and it will load an online version of the textbook, an HTML version of the textbook. I just want to give you guys an idea of what you're going to see and how to access what you want to access. Now look, it opens up to the page that's referencing. Let's fit this to the, there we go. It's small, annoying. There we go, okay. So we've got this chapter here is what it opens up to. It opens up right to the page that addresses the content of this problem, you see? So if you want to read it, you can, and help answer. There we go, it's a little better. This is the instructor view, but I think the student view is pretty much the same. And that helps you answer these questions. You do all 8 questions. They don't really take that long. I mean, they're step by step. It just doesn't take that long, maybe an hour or something, but it really helps drive home the concepts. And that's all you need to do each week for MyStatLab. Just watch the media, do the problems, and you can redo the problems as many times as you like, or I think it's as many times as you like. You have a few attempts at least to get it correct. It really helps iron out any problems you're having. All right, going back to Angel. There we are. Let's look at what else we have. We have a link to proctored exam information. You only need a proctor for the final. So go ahead, take a look at this, read it, and you're going to have to set up a proctor. You have to nominate your proctor for approval so you can look at the requirements, nominate a person or a campus if you're near a Penn State campus or another college campus. Oftentimes you can just say, I'm going to take the test at this testing center on this campus. Now, there are a lot of different people who can proctor for you. Many people use Penn State's campuses. They just go to the nearest one and then have it proctor. Of course, not everybody lives in Pennsylvania, so you can have a supervisor at work. Anybody who basically has a higher rank in your job, or if you're in the military, anybody with a higher rank than you can be your proctor. You can also get a proctor at a local library, and many of the local libraries, many of the stories I've heard is that local libraries are free. They'll proctor you for free, but I guess that varies. Either way, nominate your proctor as soon as possible. This is really important to do. You set it up one time for the semester and you're done. You only need it for the final, so just look at the final exam dates on the assignments and exam schedule, proctor final, or set up your proctor for some time during that time period, and then you can take your final with that proctor. They get the password for the final. You can't take it without them. And it's just easier if you set it up really early in the semester rather than later on. I'll talk about that more in a different video. Alright, and back to the course page. Practice folder. This kind of gives you an overview of what it's going to be like taking quizzes and using Dropboxes, right? So you click on the quiz, it gives you the instructions for the quiz, gives you a time limit, everything like that. And you can click begin now. It's time limited. So you see here's the timer in the upper right. Here's the quiz. Yay, I can see that icon. If you're using Minitab, say you're not using Minitab. You guys should all be using Minitab Express, so you should say yes. If it's installed properly by clicking Get Data to open a Minitab dataset. Okay, so that would be something like this. You click on it, It'll say, here's this Minitab file, go ahead and open it. If you have it installed, Minitab Express pops up just like this. And if everything works as it should, please work, it will load. There we go. And you get this data set. And that's all I want you to do for that practice. I just want you to take a look, say, yes, it works. If it doesn't work, we need to figure it out. So send me an email. Say, hey, it's not working. I installed Minitab Express. Everything should be working, but it's not. Here it says, text of this question being lengthy, it's a possibility that the quiz timer located in the upper right is being hidden. So, let's see, it doesn't happen in Internet Express. I think it might happen in some other browsers, but you might not see the timer if you have your window minimized or something. But for me, it's not happening, so no. Primary computer, is it a Mac or Windows? I know that's kind of an outdated. You should probably say something like an Apple computer or something. Whatever, doesn't matter. Do all of the scores count? You can use checkboxes. Doesn't make any sense though. And the answer here is actually no. That's in the syllabus if you want to read about that. Need to contact me. What should you use? PSU webmail, Angel email. For me, either is fine. Do you know that when you first log into Angel, there's a section entitled New Mail, and that this section will signal that your new mail has arrived? You'll see that. That'll be pretty clear. Grading activities is simple. It's quite simply, huh? Well, I need to change that. You'll complete the assigned activity. Completed all questions, even if not correct. Huh. This is no longer accurate, so I will need to go change that. I do grade your lab activities for correctness, but I'm pretty lenient. I just wanted to make sure that you guys are putting effort in and understanding what's happening. So I will go ahead and change that question. Oh wait. Well, maybe I can just say it's false. Let's see. I need to change the answers to this practice quiz. Unit quizzes may be taken twice. False. Disabled that. That became a problem. Statistical software will you be using? Minitab Express. Submitting a quiz, you'll see feedback to that quiz. Okay. And submit. Now I need to go check, make sure that this actually gives me correct feedback. Okay, so I need to change one of the answers. This is good. Aha, yeah. That's right. I need to change this. They are not graded on completeness anymore. I had people who were just turning in kind of just long, copy and paste lab activities where they copied and pasted answers from the lessons and they weren't learning anything. Not correct. Everything else is good. That's what a quiz will look like. Now what else? What else do you need to know? Practice Dropbox. Your lab activities are submitted via a Dropbox. So you go into each lab activity Dropbox, you'll give it a title like Lab Activity 1. And then you can write me a little message like, hey Dan, how's it going? And then the important part, something you need to do, is you need to click attachments and double, triple, quadruple check that you are attaching your final copy of your lab activity, your completely finished lab activity. You'll need to go find a document. Let's see if I can find an example here. Let's go to Stat 200 and I'll go ahead and I'll upload my solutions for the first one. I'll upload that file. Now don't forget this part. You upload it and then you're uploading that file. So click finished. And now double check that your file is right there. There it is. That means you're good. Submit. Perfect. Submission successful. That means that's great. You can see right down here. Lab activity. Ooh, I spelled it wrong. Whatever. The submission's right here, and I can click on that and take a look at it. Double check that I did indeed turn it in. Please be vigilant. when you have your lab activities and you're turning them in. When people make a lot of false submissions or they submit a blank document or whatever, it just slows everything down. Okay, lessons. Now, here's the meat of the course. It's in the lessons folder. Now, only 2 lessons are currently visible to you because we're at the very beginning. We haven't gotten to the other ones. You click into a lesson, you'll see that we have lecture notes. Go ahead and open that. Open it up, and you'll see, here we go. We have lesson notes. You can go through, click next. This is kind of the meat of the course. I want you guys to go read these. These aren't that long. I mean, it seems like a wall of text right now, but honestly, it'll probably take you under half an hour to read all the lesson notes for a week. And they have these examples, so if you have Minitab Express, you can see how to do all of these things. You can watch it. Click watch. There's no sound in this video, whatever. And then you can go through and somebody, I think this was actually me, recorded how to do these things. You can just watch. Look at that. Shows you exactly how to do it in Minitab Express. You just go through, you look at all these notes, you get through the end, and each section has a summary section, which you should go through every week. Make sure you understand all parts of this. Now, the first lesson is actually quite simple, so you should only have a little bit of... There's not much to go over in the first one, but later on it'll be bigger. And then we have this think and ponder section, which is basically, it gives you kind of sample questions. You have method 1, and right. So you move your cursor over the graphic, and you click. You can't just move it over and display, but you click, and you see the answer. And you'll have one of these types of things every week, every lesson rather. And it might just help you understand the concepts, make sure you understand what's going on, right? So you finish reading the lesson notes, great. Now you have practice problems. These come directly from the textbook. You can go to MyStatLab like I showed you before. And practice problems they're just numbers from the textbook. Go through, take a look, make sure you know how to do them. The solutions are right here. Not hard, it's a document. You can download it. I'm not going to do it right now. Let's go back to the lesson. Next, we have the lab activity. You click it, you download it, open it up, take a look. There you go, there's your lab activity. Now what I want you guys to do is I want you to edit this document. I want you to go in here and write your answers. And it's easiest for me, I prefer it if my students go through and just change your font color. Now I go through and I read your answers and I say, oh, this person wrote this for lesson or for question 1.1, this for question 1.2, etc. Right? I think that'll make it easier for you to see that you answered all the questions when you go through, and it's easier for me to correct it. You do that. So please just change your font color. You can be creative if you want. Now you're going to save that. I didn't save it there, but you're going to save your answer to lab activity 1. Go to the Dropbox, and like I showed you before, you're going to make an attachment, upload the attachment, and submit it. Make sure your attachment's there, okay? And once you get through with that, the lab activity solutions will pop up. Now these are locked, so you will not be able to get in. Password protected, you see? But when you make a submission here, Angel knows that you made a submission, it'll unlock it, you'll be able to see the answer. Next we have Unit Quiz 1. I want you to read these, make sure you're satisfying these requirements. It's not super necessary to use Internet Explorer, but it helps, it seems to. You can begin it. Once you click in, your time limit is 20 minutes. The timer does not stop. Make sure your computer is plugged in, because the timer, even if your computer shuts off, even if you click off the website, no matter what, that timer keeps going, and at the end of the time, it's just going to submit whatever you have. So if you open it, and then your computer dies, and you can't get back on your computer for 20 minutes, then you have submitted a blank quiz, and you get a 0. And what else do we have in the lesson folder? Okay, I'll post some videos. Sometimes I have some videos just to help out with a certain concept. And then here we have a discussion board. Now I talk more about the discussion board in the syllabus, but if you have any questions during the week, just go to new post. I have a question, and here's my question. Then you click submit. It gets posted to the discussion board, and everybody can go through and look at the discussion board. You guys can answer questions. And if you answer questions, or if you're asking pertinent questions, I give you some participation extra credit. Really helpful for a lot of students to come the end of the quarter. It might help also get you an answer faster than I can give you an answer. I read these discussion boards too, and I reply. But if you open up the question to everybody, first off, other people can help you out. They'll learn a little better. And second, you guys might get some extra credit out of it. It helps all of us. Helps you, helps me. And that's pretty much it. So you do the MyStatLab, and I suggested in a different video that you read the lesson notes, you do the practice problems, then you go to MyStatLab, then you do the lab activity, and then you do the unit quiz. It seems like a lot, but it is a 4-credit course, so it's going to be a lot of work. Next, we have mastery quizzes. These will become available at these dates. If you try to open them now, what's going to happen is you're going to have this grayed out button. Not currently available. Come those dates, you'll have your midterms there. Data sets, we have these in the lab activities. So these are the Minitab format data sets. Here they are. Using those. Tech support. Please, 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 if you have a question that is about proctoring or about Minitab or about anything, MyStatLab, go here. Because if you send me a question that says, hey, MyStatLab isn't working for me, what I'm going to tell you to do is contact MyStatLab technical help. So I'm going to tell you to go here anyway, either call them or contact them. They have like a little thing. They may even have like a live help 24/7. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. So you can search for answers, or you can contact them, etc. They'll help you out. Minitab, same thing. We don't use SPSS anymore. World Campus General helps you with proctors, helps you with Angel, helps you with anything. Email me if you have statistics questions or very specific questions about the course. But if you have general questions about the administration, contact these people. That's what I'm going to tell you to do anyway. Useful links. Trying to build this up. I only have one thing in here so far, but here's like a nice set of videos. They kind of go over what we're going to talk about in a slightly different way. Might help some of you. And then here we have an introduction to Minitab Express. This is, I believe, yeah, nice little section that we made up for people. Shows you how to get started, just the basics. And there you have it. That's our course. That's what it looks like. So, take a look. If you have any questions, send me an email. And, of course, welcome to Stat 200 Section 5, Summer 2015.